Hello everyone, this is Introvert Shy Guy, and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. Okay, so where we left off, we celebrated Hanako's birthday, we gave her a birthday present, and then she got drunk and we had to bail out before things got really saucy, I would have to say, and then, so now Lily decided to do a little special something on Friday. I don't know. I feel like it's probably gonna be the small vacation at that house and stuff like in the Lily arc, but I don't know. It could be something completely different. But I'm leaning on the small vacation at that little house because both the Lily arc and the Hanako arc are kind of similar in some ways. So I think that's probably what's gonna happen next. But I don't know. It could be something different. So yeah, today is March the 5th. So yeah, let's get started. One piece of paper. I'm assuming now we're gonna read the that letter from our former, I would say, would-be girlfriend before the heart attack started. But I think that's probably what's gonna happen. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, the hammering of a fist against the door feels like a nail being pounded into my head. Is it Misha? I think it might be Misha. Once, twice. Oh yeah, it could be Misha. I remember she knocked on the door and then gave him a letter, right? Could be. Once, twice, 3 times I let out a long, annoyed breath and bare it while pressing my eyelids shut, fervently hoping for whoever it is to just go away. I feel pretty damn awful. My face feels like it's cast out of lead, my arms feel heavy, and I feel very queasy. It's been like this since I woke up half an hour ago, and I can't summon the energy to pick myself out of bed. When you heard me chuckle, I was gonna say this, but I thought, oh, maybe I shouldn't. You know that when he said my arms feel heavy, I instantly just thought of the Eminem lyric. Arms heavy, mom spaghetti. I'm sorry. I know this is kind of a cliche-ish kind of thing, hence why I was hesitant to bring it up. But you know what? Fuck it. I just had to. If you want to know why I was kind of, chuckling a little bit. That's kind of why. Anytime I hear arms feel heavy or something like that, I instantly think of the Eminem rap. Even though I don't really listen to it, it's just a meme basically. That's how I heard it. So this is what they call a hangover. Oh yeah, right. This is after he got drunk. He didn't really got too drunk, but he had some alcohol, so I guess maybe minor hangover, but I mean, I already kind of experienced a hangover, but I drank so much that I kind of blacked out. But what he had was probably nothing, honestly. And I had my times where I drank moderately and I felt a little drunk, but then I sobered. And I never woke up with a hangover. But it's just this one time I drank so much that I blacked out and then had a minor hangover. It didn't last too long, but I wonder if perhaps this is the best treatment for teenagers who desperately want to try drinking as a way to feel like an adult. Considering how unpleasant this is, it's not something I want to repeat. Oh god. A series of thumps rings out again, reverberating around the small room. I wish they'd just give up already. I have no intention of getting out of bed for them. Seconds pass, turning into minutes. Since no more knocks are coming from the door, whoever it was must have left. Thank goodness. Looking to my clock, the time when I really should think about getting dressed and ready for class is approaching. I don't think I can manage it though. I hate cutting class, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get much done at this rate. I can tell I look like a mess without needing to look in the mirror to confirm it too. The morning rush is giving me enough time to stand outside the classroom for a little while without looking too suspicious. I hope that Mutao doesn't ask any awkward questions about my not attending school yesterday. I was sick, that much is true. It's just the reasons for it that I have to hide. Confident I can get by with the tactical omission of certain truths, I stride into the classroom doing my best to appear normal. The instant I open the door and take a single step in, I can feel a dozen eyes looking at me. There is no way I'm imagining this. They're not even making any attempt to hide it. My eyes take a quick sweep around the classroom and I spot Hanako. We make eye contact momentarily before she looks down and stares very hard at her desk. Did she spill the beans? Matao may be okay as far as teachers go, but underage drinking on campus is not exactly something that would be taken lightly. I look to him with some trepidation. Feeling better today? Yeah, thank you. He motions for me to take my seat, my legs feeling like sticks as they carry me there. This is going to be a long day. As soon as the lunch bell rings, I'm on my way to Hanako's desk to ask her what's going on. Hanako, did you tell? She looks up at me and shakes her head. That's a big relief. It's just... Well, hello there, Hee-chan. It's nice to see you again today. I grimace and turn towards the unmistakable voice coming from behind me. That was way too upbeat a tone of voice to feel comfortable, even for Misha. Misha's happy smile is nothing out of the usual. Shizune's, though, is a very bad sign. The one she wears has become notched into my brain at... Oh, I didn't notice her facial expression. Why is she doing that? Has become notched into my brain as her I have got you 7 ways from Sunday smile. That doesn't really look like that kind of look. That looks like, I can't even describe it. It looks way too silly for me to... I thought it was that angry look, honestly, because, you know, that's what she always gives like, Hisayo. I mean, to be honest, like, you know. So I thought that right when I looked up at her, I was like, oh, it's that face. It's pretty funny. I mean, I'm just saying I have seen her do this before. This is not my first time, but I'm just saying it was quite funny. I thought I was expecting one thing and it was completely the opposite, you know, so anyway. Hi, Shizune, Misha. You look happy to see me. This is basically like the happy face. It does not look happy. It looks like a what the fuck kind of face, honestly. I mean, now she looks happy. Not feeling well yesterday, Hee-chan? No, I wasn't, but I'm feeling better now, at least. That's good to know, Hee-chan. Why did I get the feeling that Shizune is leading me into a trap? You sound like you're not being completely serious. Oh no, Hee-chan, we're genuinely pleased that you're all better now. Shizune is positively overflowing with happiness. There's only one reason why she would be like this. Oh no. In fact, we were quite worried about you, after all. You, Hanako, and Lily were all absent from class on the same day. Yep, she's got us so thoroughly that all I can do is sigh in defeat. I guess you have your own theories about this. Could you just kinda not tell anyone? It's a bit late for that, Hee-chan. I suppose she's right. Considering the looks I got as I entered class, still things only seem to be at the level of vague suspicion rather than outright accusations. So we'll probably be fine. Yeah, so... I said well, I noticed that it's so we'll probably be fine, not as when you see that's will instead of well, you know, so, just saying. Hanako's face sinks a little further. Such attention is troublesome enough for me, let alone for her. Going by Shizune and Misha's reactions, I think they noticed this as well. The only reason why we're giving you such a hard time is that you ignored us yesterday morning. Yesterday morning, it takes a while to recollect what happened then, given the haze induced by the general awful state I was in at the time. Yeah, I knew it was Misha. Then again, like, I've known that she knocked at the door loudly and stuff, so from 2 arcs, playing 2 arcs and stuff, so yeah. Oh right, the knocking, that was you two? It was, and you left us there for ages after we'd taken all the effort of coming to your dormitory early in the morning. Sorry, I was having a problem with nausea, a problem with nausea. He says it twice. He's like, a problem with nausea. It's kind of weird though. They're not buying it, I can't blame them. Shizune's head drops in resignation before she reaches into her pocket. Yep, it's a letter. Something white and yellow can be seen sticking out a little as she pulls it out, it turns out to be an envelope with very bright decorations on it. Since she points it towards me, I duly take it. This is what we're trying to so hard to give you, Hee-chan. You don't check your... I tune out the sound of Micho's voice as my eyes register what's written on the envelope. Iwanako. I stare at the envelope for a moment before suddenly remembering that there are people around me. There's a very strange, somewhat invasive feeling about their expressions. I kind of want to be alone right now. Iwanako? It's nothing. Thank you for bringing me this, you two. I should think so, after what we went through to get it to you. I step back and say my goodbyes. Misha theoretically pouts even as I go out the door, but Shizune and Hanako remain very visibly curious about my reaction. I hope they won't interrogate me on this later. The smell of the gardens is, as always, a very pleasant sensation. Some of the most visible signs of how well-funded this school is, aside from its sheer size, are the expanse and condition of the grounds. A good number of students can be seen eating lunch, chatting, and playing on the bright green lawns. Even some of the staff is enjoying the summer here, keeping watch over the students and idly walking along the long concrete paths. I had never seen a sight like this in my home city. On excursions maybe, but certainly never in the school or anywhere near where I lived. Even the bench I sit on to read is warmer, thanks to the summertime sun, reminding me of why I haven't worn the school blazer even once yet. Considering the sunflowers and splashes of vibrant yellow coloring adorning the paper are quite appropriate for the time, if only the words written on it were as well. So I know I can tell that this is completely different from the last two because he reads the letter inside his room, and this he's reading it outside, so I'm assuming maybe the letter part would also be different, but if it's kind of the same, maybe I could skip it, but we'll see. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be different. Here I was, thinking I'd managed to get over her when this troublesome thing shows up. Her handwriting looks vaguely familiar at best, and only now that I see it again, I remember that she used to write in pink pen a lot. She was always very girly, for lack of a better term. Oh, really? I actually honestly really like, the girly type girls, the ones that write in pink or put in hearts and stuff and shit. I don't know, it's like I feel like it's very quirky and also, I'm gonna be honest, kind of erotic in a way. I mean, so long as it's like tastefully girly, not like sappy girly, like not the ones that's kind of like ditzy or something. You know what I'm saying? Like not too little, not too much, that kind of thing. I like it kind of in the middle, just showing a right amount of femininity, that kind of thing. But she was also quite fragile. I never knew if I liked this aspect of her or not, though with the arrival of this letter, that question seems to have become largely moot. The letter begins with not much more than an update on the state of things going on in her life. My old class had a good start to the school year. Many are anxious about the exams that will be coming up in the future, etc. Apologies for the background noise. It's not really that bad, so I guess I'll probably continue. But it ends on a very personal if brief note. It feels a bit like she wrote most of the letter just to try and soften the blow from the ending. I wanted to somehow express my feelings, but the right words didn't come to me. I couldn't say anything to comfort you. I am really sorry for not being able to support you when it mattered the most. Even though I like you so much, at least now, finally, I can be more honest. If I could go back to those quiet days in February and March, I'd tell you to not give up on yourself. That's what I would say. Maybe you wouldn't have drifted so far away if I had just said something. I hope you've managed to get back on your feet on your own. Now that the distance between us is also physical, it also feels more final somehow. I wonder if we will meet again. Perhaps it's for the best if we don't. Still, if you would like to correspond with me, by all means, write me back. By all means, write me back. I'd very much like to hear about your new school and how you are doing. I wish you all the best. Sincerely, Iwanako. And so that's that. Our relationship is over. Nice, neat, and tidy, with no ambiguity. I hadn't held on to any illusions that it could ever begin anew. The last time she visited me, neither of us said a thing except for the one word she said as she left for the last time, goodbye. But that as it may, this feels more final. The capstone on an experiment that both of us tried and failed at. A loud shout draws my eyes away from the letter. It's just some students horsing around with one of the teachers standing nearby coming over to talk to them. Are you okay? Oh, look! It's her. A tentative voice comes from my side for a moment. I assume it to be Hanako, but it's actually Yuuko. Oh, hello, Yuuko. I thought you'd be in the library. She gives a cheerful smile, one quite fitting the atmosphere, and flourishes the empty wrapper of a roll in her hand. She must have someone else covering for her while she grabbed something to eat. It reminds me that I haven't had anything to eat yet. I don't feel hungry though, and skipping one lunch won't hurt. Mind if I sit here? Sure, go ahead. Is this gonna be a little romance thing with her? I'm just kidding, it's not going to be, but you know. I quickly slide the letter back into its envelope, slipping it inside my bag, propped against the side of the bench as Yuuko takes a seat. She drops the wrapper into a bin beside us. Without much else to do, I lean back and take what enjoyment I can from the sun, silently reflecting on the letter. The lush lawns, the clear blue skies, everything looks so different from the way it did back then. Even the school surroundings, from the hill it's on to the woods around it, are completely opposite to the urban scenery I remember. Maybe this is what it's like to feel homesick. Then again, it's not an outright bad sensation. The feel of the area around Yamaku, while very different, is also nice. I think I could get used to it. Hey, Isayo. Yeah? You didn't answer my question from before. I wasn't going to say anything, but you still looked troubled. If you don't want to say anything, though, that's okay. I don't mind at all. I'm so sorry for asking something strange like that. I don't mind. It's just, I got a letter from someone I knew before I came to Yamaku. It made me think about some things. I thought I'd managed to get over most of the problems that my accident caused, but now I'm not really so sure. I kinda wish I'd never seen it. I don't think that's good, Hisayo. When my boyfriend left me, he did so very suddenly and never let me know why. At first I was very depressed about it, but I decided to forgive him. You forgave him? Couldn't he at least have talked properly with you about it? He was always one of those people that found it difficult to come close to others. In the end, I decided that I fell in love with him for a reason. He was a good person, and I think that if I had been in his position, I would probably have found it just as hard to try and talk to him. I don't really see the connection to the letter I got. I mean how should I put this? It must have been very hard for that person to send that letter, and if they did, I think they must have thought very hard about exactly what to say. Iwanako managed to write this letter and bring a final close to our relationship, something that I'd never managed to do. Whereas here I am trying to protect and help Hanako as best I can, especially with Lily leaving for a while and I'm not even able to deal with my own problems. Does that make sense? She's taken my non-response and furrowed brow as doubt. She really reads faces too much, just like a certain other person. Yeah, that makes sense. The letter was just kind of a shock, really. I think I tried to fool myself into thinking that my life reset when I came into Yamaku, but now I'm suddenly aware that it didn't. I'm at a bit of a loss about how to deal with these feelings. I think that's something I can't really help with. I can't really help you with. Sorry. It's fine. I think being able to talk with you helped me get things sorted out a bit better in my head. So things sorted out a bit better in my head. So thank you anyway. I don't know why I read it as if there's a comma right there. Sorry. She nods and smiles sweetly. Yuuko is a nice girl, so it's a shame she's so highly strung so often. The school bell ringing out startles us both. I was supposed to be back before the bell. Oops. She jumps off the bench and almost races off without a second word, but turns on her heel as she remembers she was talking to me just now. I'll see you later, Hisayo. Cheer up, okay? I'll try to. Thanks, Yuuko. With a quick bow, Yuuko takes her leave and begins her rush to the library. Her flight catches the curious eyes of a few passing students who are unenthusiastically trudging back to their classes after their fun. Reluctantly standing from the bench, I dust myself off and join them. Even while I walk through the gardens back to the main building, the thought of the letter in my bag doesn't stray far from my mind.